Hi friends, it's Deanna here today and welcome to my channel. Today we're sewing a free pair of Palazzo pants. These are wraparound Palazzo pants. I'm going on a cruise in just a few weeks and I wanted some flowy, fun pair of pants. I found this pattern in Tiana's Closet's website for free and I figured why not give it a try. This pattern is intended for a light, flowy, woven fabric and I think I have just the perfect fabric. I'm just hoping I have enough yardage of it because that's the only thing I always kind of mess up on because I buy fabric without knowing what project I'm going to do with it and then I just go as I work as I go. But anyway, I'm going to go cut it out. It does have a projector file and it goes up to a 5X sizing, so it's really nice. We're gonna cut it, we're gonna sew it, we're gonna see how we like it. Let's get started. Alright, so I wanted to bring you over here to their website to kind of show you where you got to go to download. So there are a lot of ads and stuff on this, so it can get a little confusing because in some places, if you go up here at the top, it says like download pattern, like just different things on there, so it can get a little bit confusing, like where am I going, what am I choosing. All you want to do is you want to scroll all the way down the pattern. Here's all the instructions and stuff. You keep scrolling down until you get to this part here. It says important to download. Click on the link above and choose save link as. So it all depends on what program you're using. I'm using a Mac, so save as would probably be more of a Windows, but I'm using a Mac, so I go to whichever you want. So you got AO file, like print shops, and you got the letter file for home printers, and then you got the projector file, which is what I'm using. So on my Mac, I just go hover over it and I go control click and you get the little side tab. I think on other computers you can go like left click. I'm not sure. Anyway, you go to download link file. What you want to do is you want to download this file. So once I click that download, I go up to where my downloads are. And if I open that, it'll show me the downloaded file here. And I click on that and it brings me over to my Adobe Acrobat Reader because that's what I have my set downloads to open to these files. As you can see here on all the layers, it's got sizes from extra, extra small to 5XL, which is a great range. I'm going to go with this size large, which was I usually wear on bottoms, and here is my pattern to go ahead and project onto my table and cut. So here's the fabric I'm using. I'm going to show it to you. Is this black with floral. It's some kind of a crepe, I think. I don't even know how to say it, but as you can see, it's very light, flowy, and I just hope I have enough of it. So let's get to cutting and find out. All right, as I'm cutting, let me tell you this. If you're wondering about projectors, if you don't have a projector or you're wondering how these projector things work, I do have a video here on my channel showing you all about my sewing projector and how I installed it and everything, and it is a time saver when it comes to sewing because look, all I gotta do is I'm just projecting it here to my mat and I'm ready to cut this fabric. Just kind of moving everything out of the way. Actually, my sewing room is not as messy as I thought it was going to be because it was messy when I was sewing for the holidays. I do have to flip this view over. I'm going to rotate it left so I have it more, so I have it more in the center so I can see it better. And, oh, I obviously have to change my projection to fit the size that I needed to fit for my laptop. I was like, this looks so small. Yeah, it looks so small because it was small. I'm gonna bring this up. So actually, I'm gonna cut it off. And as you can see, my projection is bigger than my mat. So I'm gonna move this up a little bit. And I'm gonna have to mark where that's at. So I'm gonna have to try to move it up a little bit. As you can see, it goes farther than my projection. And the front and the back are different size, so you can't just cut it on the fold. Though I am going to fold my fabric in half so I can cut the mirrored pieces at the same time because I got to cut two of them. They're a pair. They're a pair of pants. So I'm gonna go right here and fold my fabric in half so I have 2 pieces of fabric. I am gonna add a little bit of length because I am taller than most patterns are drafted for, and from the picture it already looks like they're not super long. So I'm gonna add about an inch length. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna cut this out. Okay, so it looks like I am gonna be able to fit them into one piece. So that's great. Okay, here it is long enough. I think I have enough for the waistband. I actually got a ruler for Christmas from my son, so I get to use this. I haven't even opened it yet. So excited. Okay. Okay. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. Since it's a longer projection, a wider projection than what I have here, I'm going to go by the line of, let me show you, the line of my, bring you over here. You see the line of my line right there where it shows me the grain line? I'm gonna cut from that line up to the top. Then I'm gonna move that line towards the top and cut the other side. I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna split my pattern into 2, but all I'm doing is moving my fabric. So I'm not really like splitting my fabric, I'm just splitting my cuts. So it would be easier if you have a long ruler. I have this one, so I could probably use this one. And I'm gonna put it right at that line, at my grain line. And I'm just gonna follow that line with it, okay? Which is kind of the edge of the pant. Then later I'll have to match it up. Okay, my projector's kind of crooked from when I was vacuuming the other day, so gotta fix that. Okay, now it's more straight. Okay, so there's the line and here's the line. Okay, now I also, like I said, want to add an inch here at the bottom. I think this actually is 1.5 inches, but that's okay. You can always hem more. Alright, so I'm cutting the fabric up to that line. Okay, so there it is here. And then on this side, line up with the line. I'm going to cut this side of the fabric. I didn't pull it up high enough. What am I doing? It needs to go higher. Pull this down a little bit so that I can fit the whole thing in there. Now that gives me just the exact length when I wanted it to be longer. This is why you've got to be really careful when you're cutting. Alright, well, I guess I'm not adding any length to this pant. Okay, that's okay. I guess if I want to, I can add like a cuff at the bottom. Alright, so we're cutting this again. Where is my... Make sure that you make it wide long enough at the top. How did I mess that up? I don't know. Alright, so there it is. It's cut at the bottom to that line. And now we're going up here again. Thankfully, the curve kind of comes down here lower, so I didn't mess that up. I'm going to mark with my pins that line right here, so I know exactly where I'm going to match up the line when I move it around. This is that line that's on the pattern already, so when I move my fabric over, I can match it up, or you can just draw on your fabric. But since this is dark fabric and I don't have a white pen with me, I'm just gonna trace it. Good thing I cut it in time, or I would have wasted all my beautiful fabric. Hopefully it's long enough. If not, it's okay. We'll just do them like capri length. It's alright. It's alright. Alright, now the top, I should have ironed this fabric because it's kind of folded here, so we're just gonna unfold it. This is when using like a little ruler like this comes in really handy when you're cutting up fabric. help you kind of hold it down and be able to cut it better. So now that I've cut, I'm going to remove that side that I cut. And what we're doing now is very carefully, we're first going to move the reflection up. So I move my reflection up so that it's fitted, so it fits on my table. Okay. Now the reflection fits on my table. Here's the other edge. I got to go up a little bit higher. Okay, so my reflection now fits on my table. I have my line here that I'm going to match up. So I'm going to move where my lines are. I'm going to move that up to that line right there. So that line should match up. My curve of my pant needs to line up there. My line of my pants needs to line up here. Curve is lined up. You see that curve lined up there. Line is lined up here. Length needs to line up down here. And now we're going to go ahead and cut now that everything is looking like it's lined up and nice. Alright, so now this is cut up, my pants. And I gotta make sure that I keep in line. This is my front area here. So I'm just gonna clip them together here to kind of mark where my front is. Or what I believe is my front. Because it's lower than my back. Okay. And then now I just gotta cut. I'm gonna flip it over again. Rotate view to cut my waistband at the top. Alright, now I'm done cutting. We're going to go ahead and get started with our sewing and hope that it all works out, even though I pretty much messed up my cutting when I went ahead and cut the pants the wrong length. So hopefully they'll be long enough, or they'll just be shorter pants, and that's okay too. Alright, let's get started. These are so easy to sew, y'all. It's mostly like hemming. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab each piece and we're going to hem the bottom edge, and then we're also going to hem the sides. Alright, so the bottom edge you fold over 1/4 inch, which is a 0.5 centimeter, and then you fold it over again 3/4 of an inch, which is 2 centimeters. So you end up with an inch hem. Now, because I cut it so short, I'm just probably going to do 1/4 and 1/4 on my bottom hem, and then on the sides, on the edge, you do 3/8 of an inch, which is at 1 centimeter twice. So 3/8 and then 3/8 again on the side. So we're gonna do hem the bottom and the sides. So, and then we'll work on sewing the tassels. But let me go ahead and prep that. Bottom and sides. So remember, the opening here is for the crotch seam, so the bottom would be the other side. Repeat with the other side. Next, we're gonna grab our straps. And you know what? I'm not gonna use my iron for this because I wanna leave them straight. And then when I flip them over, then I'll iron them. So there's a lot of fuzz that my fabric is leaving behind. I'm gonna grab my strap. I have 4 straps because you're gonna have a strap, 2 straps in the front, 2 straps in the back to kind of tie them all together. I don't know how this is gonna come to life, but I think I'm excited about it. We're gonna grab your straps and we're gonna fold them like tubes, right sides together. I'm sorry. We're gonna fold them right sides together and sew along that raw edge. And we're gonna sew along one of the raw edges. So we'll go up one raw edge and go all the way down, and the other edge we're gonna leave open. That's where we're going to turn our fabric around once we're done sewing. And we're doing that to all 4 straps. we get to the edge, we're gonna turn and go down to close that front gap. All right, so now we're gonna grab the pants, this crotch area here, and we're gonna lay we're gonna lay that crotch area face up here, and we're gonna lay the other one face down right on top of it and sew them together. I'm gonna sew with my sewing machine first, a straight stitch, and then I'm gonna go over to my serger and finish it off so you can reinforce that area. Don't want any rippage. You don't want it ripping open as you're wearing your pants. So you definitely wanna make sure that you reinforce either with a serger or a zigzag stitch or something like that. And then for my ties, go ahead and turn them right side out. Actually, we're gonna clip a little bit. I'm gonna clip these corners at the short edge just to make sure that they turn nicely. Don't clip the thread, just the corners, and then we're gonna flip them over. And then if you want to, I don't know if I will or not, but if you want to, you can top stitch all the way around them. That way they look really nice and finished. We're almost done. All we gotta do now is grab all our sides, our front sides, so it's not hemmed yet at the front. Where are you? Okay, so here's our front area, here are top areas, and we're gonna grab our ties and some pins, and we're going to pin our ties right at the top. The raw edge is gonna get pinned to the outside because this is gonna get folded and top stitched over, and the tie is gonna get caught in there. So we're gonna place the tie 3/8 of an inch down from the edge. And we're going to sew it on. Okay, one there, one at the other edge. And then on the other side as well. So here's the one side of the pant. So then on the other side, the back seam as well. So you've got 4 ties on the 4 corners of your pant. After that, all we gotta do is hem the waist and we'll be done. Actually, will it be to the wrong side? Because are we hemming towards the right side? You know what? Yeah, let's attach it to the wrong side of the fabric because we're hemming towards the wrong side. So I'm gonna attach it to the wrong side of the fabric. I need to go look at the instructions. I'll let you know for sure if it's any different, but I'm pretty sure it's to the wrong side of the fabric. That way, when we fold over, we fold over that strap when we hem. All right, so I'm just gonna do a straight stitch and tack those on, and then we're gonna hem. And yes, I was right, it's to the wrong side of the fabric. I was right. And I'm just gonna go over it and back stitch over it so that it's not gonna rip off. I'm gonna give it a good reinforcement. For the top, I'm going to go ahead and serge that raw edge instead of, and you can do this for the top and the bottom when you're in the sides when you're hemming. What I'm gonna do is I'm just going to finish the raw edge with the serger and then fold it over. So that way it's just finished with the serger. I just find that easier, and I should have done that for all of it, but it's up to you, it's really preference. And I didn't want to change my thread to white, so that's why I didn't do it. I mean to black, so that's why I didn't do it. But I'm gonna do it on this one, just so I have it done. All right. as I'm looking at my strap, I sew them wrong sides together, but facing to the inside. I'm supposed to sew them facing to the outside like this. So the wrong sides, they touch there at the wrong side, but they're facing out. I sew them facing in. So I'm just gonna fold it and top stitch them. And it's be fine because they'll now be facing the other way. And it just gets a reinforced stitch there. But you should be putting them to face out. And that's okay. I'm just reinforcing that stitch. And I think I changed my mind about the serging only because, again, I don't want to switch my threads to black right now. There's white on there and I don't want to be able to see the stitching from the other side, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave them and just double fold and you'll be fine. So I just came over to my ironing board because it'd be easier here since it's a wide piece. We're going to fold over, woo, don't fall. We're gonna fold over once, all the way down. That's what I meant. If you serge it at the top, then you don't have to fold over once because you already have that edge. You would just fold over on the second time and that will be fine. But either way is fine. So we fold over that first time and then we fold over again, tucking in that strap there. Let's start from this angle. Pants just want to fold down. All right, so fold over again and you'll get that strap will fold over in there. And we're top stitching that closed. So you can see fold over once and then fold over twice and then top stitch all the way around on both sides. And that's it. I'm gonna go sew that up and see, and then we're gonna try them on and see how they turned out. I've never made these kind of pants before, so I'm excited about them. I've seen them roaming around the internet, and so when I saw this free pattern, I'm like, we gotta try it. So here we are. I'm gonna sew them from the wrong side just because I'm a rebel and I like to see what I'm doing. You're supposed to sew them from the other side when you're top stitching, but these are my pants, so I do what I want. All right, friends, we are finished, and here's my pants. I'm gonna show you how I put them on. So I love these. They turned out so great. So here's the pants, and what you do is I like to put the front on first. So we're gonna put on the front and tie on the back, just like a regular tie, like a bow tie. And then we're gonna grab this bottom piece and it's gonna come across the back and grab those two ties without tangling them. And they come forward and they tie here at the front. And that is it. My pants are on and they look so stinking cute. I love them so much. I think this turned out so great. These don't have to just be worn with swimsuits. These can be worn with anything because they really don't even open up that much. And even if they did, I mean, like, it takes a while for them to even open up. So they look super good. The length, I could have gone a little bit longer, but that's okay. It's still a pretty good length. I think these turn out spot on. What do you think? Comment below and let me know. I'm getting ready for a cruise in a couple of weeks. So I'm super excited about that. That was a gift that my husband and I and my son, we gave each other for Christmas. So I'm super excited. I'm sewing up some cruise wear. Let me know what other patterns you think I should sew up. Go grab this pattern. This fabric is from Boho Fabrics. If you want to go grab it, I'll add all that information in the info box below. Comment and let me know what other patterns I should sew up for this cruise. Anyway, I hope you love this tutorial. I'll see you all next time. Don't forget to subscribe.